Yep.
Yes. Yes, sir.
That's great. So if any of you know me, and it's probably in the speech at some point, if there's an event where I'm in front of people, I'm going to speak. So I apologize ahead of time. It's 4.5 pages, but you're all here for a reason. Probably, as Andy said, for my grandfather, not just for me. So thank you everyone for coming today, and welcome to our new Hight Protection Center here on Madison Ave. I'm hoping the good luck new couples receive on their wedding days when it rains is universal for all special occasions like today. We could use the luck in these days. This is a state-of-the-art facility offering Line-X spray and bed liners, accessories and truck gear, Value Guard rust proofing and undercoating, and Fisher Plow installations and accessories. We could not have done this without the incredible dedication of our team here at Hight Ford and the Hight family of dealerships, or the 11 decades of support we have been fortunate to receive from our local community. But before we talk about the products and give more appreciation, I have to give our greatest thanks to the Hights before us. And this is my line about a speech, so yeah, I'm going to give a speech if you haven't figured that out yet. Quick history lesson, why are we here? In May of 1911, 110 years ago, my great-grandfather Walter retrofitted his livery stable selling hemlock bark and potatoes into an automobile dealership and warehouse selling Henry Ford's Model Ts. At the time, there was only one automobile in Skowhegan. Not only was he selling Model Ts, 400 in fact the first year. We had more Model Ts May 31st, 1911 than all 4 of my dealerships have today, if that says something. So not only did he sell 400 vehicles, but he was promoting the American dream. No longer were the days of multi-day trips with horse and buggy. Customers could now cover more miles than ever in a single day, especially important in rural Maine. Walter later added Buick in 1918 and Chevrolet in 1926. Walter's son, Samuel Kirby, born in 1916, joined the family business in 1938 after graduating from Bowdoin. At the time, business was not good, as the lasting impacts of the Great Depression were still apparent across the country. Walter warned Kirby that it would be tough selling. Kirby, like most Hights, perhaps not knowing any better, joined his father and was determined to succeed. In 1941, after the bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 7th, in which Roosevelt called a date which will live in infamy, Kirby joined the Navy and answered his country's calling. Kirby was ordered to Annapolis to the Naval Academy and graduated a 90-day wonder, and later attended Fleet Sound School in Key West. From 1942 to 1945, Kirby moved up the ranks first as an ensign, and later to a midshipman, to lieutenant, and eventually the captain of the USS Babbitt in May of 1945. He served both on the USS Skank and the USS Babbitt, a DD-159 and a DD-152 naval destroyers used during convoy missions in the North Atlantic. Once he returned from war, the American economy, luckily for us, and the car business, were very good. In over 3 years of having no inventory nor supplies, and Walter, my great-grandfather, doing everything he could to stay open, Kirby began his legacy as we know and cherish today. 2 endearing quotes live through Walter and Kirby's legacy. The first is Walter's: "You put us first in sales, we put you first in service." Has provided our customers the best in-class service and peace of mind when doing business with our dealerships. The second, as seen as this photograph over here, that was in 1961. That was our 50th anniversary. We appreciate the confidence you have shown in us. From Walter to Kirby, then to Walter and Lou, now Corey, Toby, and I, 60 years later, we still understand the importance of customer service and importance of supporting the communities that have supported us for 110 years. That being said, we have a couple exciting announcements to share. This was when I wrote it 4 weeks ago for our first grand opening. So they might not be as exciting to you, but still very exciting for me. This is based on Kirb's legacy to bring this history lesson full circle today. The first, and what would be most exciting to Kirb, is that this building will be forever dedicated in his memory. Sorry. Once a speech, I gotta go. So. Towards the end of his 102-year life, he asked all the Hights to build him an antique car museum. This is what he gets instead. I think he would greatly appreciate the building and the sentiment, of course, both because, one, he didn't have to pay for it, and two, the potential return on a service garage of this type would be much greater than a car museum. So there's a plaque in his honor here on the building. The second announcement, largely based on Kirb's legacy as a war hero, here, and man focused on business, family, the community, and he had an appreciation for a good drink with much help from our friends at Bigelow Brewing. Thank you, Jeff, for coming today. The newest collaborative release, Hight's Tin Can Sailor, and this is the actual label here. As it says on the label, next to Lieutenant S. Kirby Hight's wartime portrait. So a tin can sailor, for those who don't know it, is a term used to describe Navy sailors that served on destroyers, because it was basically a tin can. The DD-152 he served on was 330 feet long and 30 feet wide in 80-foot seas in the North Atlantic. Seas so high that the surf would go down the stacks and put out the coal. So on the beer label it says, celebrating the legacy of Lieutenant S. Kirby Hight, 110 years of family business and beer. This Scotch ale highlights Kirb's affection for Scotch, cigars, and his country. But more importantly, the Hight family's commitment to their local community. Proceeds from this beer will help support Skowhegan, his home for 102 years. Hight since 1911. So, since I was supposed to give this speech 4 weeks ago, we did have a first 6-barrel batch. So, we thought this would be a small pet project, and people would be like, oh, that'd be nice, let's have a beer, and we'll put it up on the shelf and high-five each other. Okay, the first 55 cases sold out in 4 days. I was up at Bigelow last week adding hops with Jeff for an 18-barrel batch, 3 times the size of the original batch. We will have 180 cases, plus half barrels, plus sixtels, all across Damon's family of beverage stores, Skowhegan, Augusta, Waterville.
Saddleback Mountain.
Who brought this guy? Saddleback Mountain, Aquasic Grocer, Ron's Market, restaurants such as the Pub, Wits End, Uno Mas, bars like the Dugout. It's going to be across Central Maine. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great, if you know what I mean. All the way to DeMillo's in Portland. So to DeMillo's, to Saddleback in Rangeley, Maine. The real highlight here, though, in Kirb's honor, is the $1 per can that the Heights will donate to local charity. The first 1,320 beers, or $1,320, went towards the Skowhegan Free Public Library, which was, I mean, the library meant a lot to Kirb and Grace. They have a reading room in their honor, and they donated it to their entire lives. Real quick, so there's your history lesson. You know, this building here, we got Linex, we got Value Guard, we got Fisher Plows. Hight Protection Center was created to better protect your investment. Linex comes with an industry-exclusive, limited lifetime warranty. I think if I say all this, I'll be able to co-op it with Linex, so all this Stan's fries will be covered. We can protect your vehicle, your boat, your camper, your trailer, your UTV, anything metal. As Linex says, anything, but we'll say anything metal. Value Guard rust proofing and undercoating is a one-time application.
Like everything. So I want to give these 2 to you. So you good luck going forward.
Thank you very much. Okay.
And on behalf of the Mid-Maine Chamber of Commerce in the Greater Waterville area, it's exciting to see not only a business survive, but thrive 110 years of incredible generation. So
So we'll do a couple fate. Everyone ready?
Can you see everybody?
Chief,
Is it
everyone
dark inside
ready?
there? Okay.
Smile.